What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live here on Tuesday, August the 4th, 2020. Just almost 1 o'clock, actually 2 minutes away from the 1 o'clock hour. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal day today. If not, let's see if we can bring your spirits up. Fins up, let's go. But guys, make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. We're trying to get over 200 likes on every video, so you can always help this channel out by punching that like button, letting YouTube know to send out more notifications to more people. That's kind of how it works, guys. So by you hitting the like button is definitely helping out the channel. You can also check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at TDPHINSTALK. My content can also be found at DolphinsTalk.com. Thank you to all the mod squad who are already here. Shout out to Chef Jew. Shout out to Shock XZ being the first one in the building, and Jason Green not far behind. What's up, Jason? The Jets fan. I owe him one in Madden, man. He embarrassed me the other day, but I got him. Anywho, guys, listen, we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins quarterback situation. Fitz, Tua, Rosen all have a fair shot, but one not so much. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. Just make sure you hit that like button so we can get more and more people in the room. We are a minute in with 35 people watching. Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank you to all the Patreon members who donate to the channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate your dedicated support. Thank you to all those who donate via PayPal and Cash App, and all those who donate via Super Chat when we are live like we are now. Thank you. The Super Chat is below also. Guys, let's dive right into it. Miami Dolphins quarterback situation explained, okay? Fitz, Tua, Rosen all have a fair shot, or do they? I think that there's one quarterback that doesn't have a fair shot in this situation. And I'm going to defer to the comment section. Can you all guess which quarterback that is that doesn't have a fair shot in this situation? I guarantee you get it wrong the first time. I'm going to wait for a few answers in the comment section. We have 40 people watching. I know I'll get an answer soon. Rosen. I figured a lot of you all would say Rosen as Rosen's come through. But you know what? It's the non-Dolphin fan that gets the right answer. There go, Ball Game got it right. Michael got it right. Fitz is the one that's not going to be treated fair. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the one who's not going to be treated fairly in this situation. And you know what? It's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a bad thing. Why is it not a bad thing? Number one, he's already acknowledged that he is only a gap stop. That's it. He's a guy who fills the gap. He already knows that he's a pass-off guy. He came out in a recent interview and literally told all of us that the conversation was already had. The conversation had already taken place that he's only there to fill a gap for the next quarterback. Regardless whether that's Tua, Rosen, or someone else, we don't know yet. Time will tell us that. But he's the gap guy. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this real quick is if you understand that when you're the gap guy and that is your role, we have to start realizing that we don't owe him anything. We don't owe him the starting position, even if he's playing the best football. Even though I still do believe if he's playing the best football, he will be our starter. Okay? Let's get that straight now, okay? We don't owe Ryan Fitzpatrick anything. He's there to help develop our young guys. He's costing us over $8 million in salary cap, and next year he is no longer under contract. And with the declining salary cap next year, Ryan Fitzpatrick, it is 99% likely that he will not be the Miami Dolphins quarterback next year, but there's a high probability that he will be in the building as a potential coach. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick has shown himself to be a great mentor, has shown himself to be someone who can lead by example, and also, more importantly, a guy who can teach and communicate well and have a relationship with the young guys. I would not be surprised if the Miami Dolphins doesn't promote Ryan Fitzpatrick as a member of the staff, maybe even a quarterback's coach next year, ladies and gentlemen. When we say that this conversation has been had, that he's the gap stop, listen, there may have been a little more conversation had about his future as well, but time will tell. I'm speculating right now. Remember, TD just said he's speculating right now, but it looks like that could be a true possibility, okay? Now, with that being said, I made a statement on the last video when we talked about Josh Rosen when I said that if all of these guys are playing at the same level when camp starts, Ryan Fitzpatrick will not be the starter. So let me repeat that again. In the event that all of these guys are playing on the same level when camp starts, Ryan Fitzpatrick will not be the starter. There is no vested interest in having him start if he's playing just the same football as Josh Rosen and Tua Tagovailoa. Now, there's a lot of theories out here for Tua Tagovailoa. Oh, he's starting game one. That's one that I've been saying quite a bit. Oh, they're going to let him rest for 6 games, sit him down and let him learn for 6 games. They're not going to play him all this season. He's just a rookie. He doesn't have NFL experience. I want people to imagine the world where Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tua Tagovailoa, and Josh Rosen are all playing the same level of football. Who do you think has the advantage in starting in that scenario? Put it in the comment section and let me know what you think. I want you to put 2 and 2 together, or 3 and 3, or 2 and 3, whatever. Put it all together. If they all are playing the same level of football, and I know this is a hypothetical, but I want you to think through this process so that you can see what I see. If they are all playing the same level of football, who has the advantage of starting week 1? Put it in the comment section, okay? Rosen. If all are playing the same level, Fitz will start. Tua, then Rosen. Listen, Josh Rosen will have the advantage to start if they're all playing at the same level. Why? Why, TD? Why would he have the advantage of starting? Because if they're playing at the same level, then you're not losing anything by not playing Fitz. That's number one. You're not losing anything by not playing Fitz if they're all playing at the same level. Okay? You're not losing anything. That's number one. Number two, Josh Rosen's contract is up before Tua Tagovailoa's. Not only that, you want to answer on Josh Rosen sooner than later, just in case you need to usher in the Tua era. So you want to see what you have wholeheartedly in real game time action with Josh Rosen before you see what you have in Tua. That's just, in my opinion, I'm going to preface it with, in my opinion, that's, to me, it's common sense. To me, it's common sense. If they're playing the same level of football, you want to see what Rosen can produce before you see what Tua can produce, because you're guaranteed to have Tua much longer, potentially 5 years rather than Rosen's 2. And Fitzpatrick is of no consequence because he's gone next year regardless. That's just common sense to me. So if they're playing the same level of football, I could see this coaching staff easily making the decision to say, Josh Rosen got the nod. It's his to lose. Am I way off basis here by thinking that general logic? Y'all let me know, because I don't want people to, oh, you're hating on Tua, or you're just being a fan of Josh Rosen. I don't want that. I like, talk to me real quick. Am I just tripping of even thinking that that's a realistic situation, or that makes sense? Please let me know. I see your point, TD. Okay, you gone crazy. Okay, I actually think if they are all playing equal, Rosen starts first. He, especially with the COVID nonsense. Okay, what's up, TD and Fitz family? If they playing the same, you start Fitzpatrick. Why are we thinking of the future instead of, why aren't we thinking of the future? I believe you meant, instead of winning against New England. Why are we thinking of the future instead of winning against New England and starting a playoff run potentially? Because, Adrian, you skipped over this first part. If they are playing the same, you start Fitz. They're playing the same. You can accomplish 2 things in one. You can still beat New England and start getting your young guys the experience they need. That's 2 things. You're automatically saying that If they're playing the same level, Fitz is the only one that gives us a chance to win. They're playing at the same level. I don't get that. Fitz doesn't give us a better chance to win if they're playing at the same level. That's why I prefaced it with that. Now, I think the ship has sailed on Rosen. Okay. Perfect sense. Okay. If he's on the roster, he has to play at some point for a number of reasons. Okay. But if they're all playing the same havoc, is that going to be week 1? Rosen, only good enough to our first round playoffs. Okay. Doesn't make sense. All right. Doesn't make sense to you. You acting like Young Chop. Okay. I don't know who Young Chop is. Okay. What has Rosen done to say he's ready for New England? What has anyone done to say that they're ready for New England? If they're playing at the same level, it is what it is. At some point, you have to put him in there so he can prove that he's ready. If you don't put him in, then you never will know if he's ready for New England. He'll never do anything that'll be ready for New England. The only way that you prove that you're ready for New England is by playing New England. Like, really? The only thing you can do to prove that you're ready for the Patriots is play the Patriots and prove it. Man, TD is the truth. Love you, my brother. Rosen and Fitz, and let Tua sit. Rosen on. It's hard to see a scenario where Fitz, Rosen, and Tua play at the same level. That's being said, we were getting calls regarding him in May. Yeah, we were getting calls regarding him in May, and that is Josh Rosen, who we're talking about, guys. Other teams have called the Miami Dolphins about Josh Rosen and wanting to bring him to their team, trade for him. But let's not leave out the most important part about that. What did the Miami Dolphins say? We are in no hurry to trade Josh Rosen. That was the verdict. We are in no hurry to trade Josh Rosen. Why would the Miami Dolphins say they're in no hurry to trade Josh Rosen? Why would they say that? When people are calling you and begging, basically, hey, man, what does it take to get this guy? They're calling you because later on they may not be calling. Actually, I'll take it back, TD. If Rosen is playing the same level, then play him. Oh, wait. It went too fast. Play him for a trade. Maybe. Developing an asset. I don't understand that logic either. Play him for a trade. Because if you play him and he doesn't do well, the trade value goes down even more. So playing him for a trade, if he goes down, doesn't make sense. But if you play him and he balls out and does well, you haven't even seen Tua Tagovailoa on the field yet. What logic is it to trade him? What point is there to trade him? If he comes out and he plays well and some of y'all mind reads, oh, he's a better trade asset now, but you never saw the guy who you drafted number 5 overall yet on the field versus other teams, then what logic is there to trade him? That would be worse than the Drew Brees situation if you traded a guy who showed you he's better and he goes off to do Drew Brees type stuff. Not saying that he will, of course. But if he does and then Tua doesn't work out, that would be worse than the Drew Brees because you had the guy in the building under contract. And whenever I hear things like don't stunt Tua's growth, somebody got to be playing better to start over Tua. Don't stunt his growth. You're not stunting somebody's growth if they're playing better than the other guys in the first place. Because if he's not playing better than the other guys, then you might be stunning Josh Rosen's growth. You might be. See, of course, we all got our favorites. Don't stunt Tua's growth. But if they're playing the same level of football, you might be stunning Josh Rosen's growth, not Tua's. You are if you wasting time on a bust. That's what they said about Tannehill. So that's the point of it all. You don't know, right? See, that's the point. I'm glad you're bringing that up. That's the big point of it all. You don't know. But that's why the beginning logic that I presented to you all was simply, you got Tua for the next 5 years. You got Rosen for 2 under contract. That's why you got to play Rosen. That's why you got to play Rosen. Now, again, I think that Tua is going to come into camp, beat everybody out, and be the starter. I've already said that on numerous occasions. But in the event that doesn't happen and they're all tied, your safest bet is to go with Josh Rosen so that you can get your final answer. And you can know what you have so that you know whether you want to continue to invest or move on. At some point, we have to cross that bridge with Rosen. I don't think there's going to be a case where Rosen is just sitting on the sideline for the next 2 years, never get in the game, and then we ship him off or cut him. At some point, we're going to start. I think that's the problem that people need to come to grips with. I believe that at some point, unless we get just an insane offer for him, and I can see that happening, but at some point, if we don't get an insane offer for him, we have to cross the bridge of putting him on the field and knowing what we have. And if he's practicing well and doing great, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It really is inevitable. You must have missed where Flores said Rosen's evaluation was done midway last season. Absolutely. Do you know what midway last season was? Midway was week 8. That's when they also start reporting that he's checked off those boxes. They've seen the improvement. So if his evaluation is done, then there's a reason he's still on the roster. Maybe we need to start looking at that evaluation more favorable. Maybe we need to conclude that evaluation is more favorable than some people. If teams have called about Josh Rosen and traded for him, more than 4 teams from reports that I've read have called to trade for Josh Rosen, and we come out and say, we are in no hurry to trade Josh Rosen. Be gone. Then maybe that evaluation was favorable. Have you thought about that? And I agree, ball game. You can't call someone a bust until you have closed the chapter on that individual. Because there were a lot of people calling Devontae Parker a bust. I remember it. 2 years ago on this channel, can we be done with this injury-prone bust already? Him and Harris, both busts. You know how many Dolphin fans wrote Devontae Parker off? But you know what? We never closed the chapter. And what happened? My point exactly. Agree with you, TD. I think if people put themselves in Josh's shoes, maybe you'd want him to have a second chance. Absolutely. He's going to get it. That's what a lot of people don't like, is the fact that he's going to get a second chance. He's going to. Rosen was like 3rd or 5th rounder. Exactly. No one wanted to recall that, though. I couldn't agree more. Rosen is trash. Get rid of him already. That's what y'all said about Tannehill. He's trash. Get rid of him already. 7 years. Then the man goes to the AFC Championship game. How embarrassed must you be as a Dolphin fan to have been one of those individuals who thought that man sucked? Tannehill was everybody's barometer. Oh, well, we'll see this year. Listen, You non-Tannehill lovers, listen, y'all are going to continue to move the goalposts. The man can go out and go to the Super Bowl and lose this year. Yeah, but look, he ain't win the Super Bowl. We'll see in the third year. You got to wait till you'll keep moving the goalposts. You'll keep moving the goalposts just to be right. Just to hope that there's a semblance of right. So I'm supposed to listen when people wrote out Tannehill. I'm supposed to do the same thing with Josh Rosen. When I see it's an unsavory, unfair situation that the kid's been in since he came into the NFL, not just the Miami Dolphins, the NFL. Tannehill rode Henry to the AFC Championship game. Well, you know what, TK? Maybe we should have had a running back that helped that Tannehill could have rode. Because he wasn't the liability. Because they got to the AFC Championship game. If your quarterback is a liability, you don't even make the playoffs. You don't even make the playoffs. You can label Tannehill as somebody who suck or whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Label him however you want. But the man went to the AFC Championship game. When the last time the Miami Dolphins went to the AFC Championship game? I'm just curious because my memory doesn't serve that long. It doesn't serve me that long. And this is why we always evaluating stuff the wrong way, because we get it wrong. We have our personal vendettas that get in the way of football facts. When we don't like a guy, we don't like him. And a lot of y'all stopped liking Josh Rosen the night that we traded for him, not because of who he was, but because of who we didn't get. And which is laughable in the first place. Laughable in the first place. We got mad at Rosen because we didn't draft Dwayne Haskins, which is that should be, you should be embarrassed of that in general. If you're one of those individuals that didn't like Rosen because we didn't draft Dwayne Haskins, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. Straight up embarrassed. Transferred your frustration and anger on Josh Rosen. That's sad. Y'all hit that like button, man. Yeah, ball game. The hate is real. The hate is real. The hate is real. That's fake news. Nobody thought that. Miles Johnson, you can't speak for other people. Everybody who was here on draft night knows that it's true. Now, it may not be true for you. Then I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about, trust me, Miles. Those who know, there are many people, there are people watching now that know exactly what I'm talking about because they're in that boat. Then it may not be you. So I wasn't talking to you. But it ain't fake news. For you, it may be if I was directing it towards you, but trust me. It's been proven. It's crazy. 1992 confirmed, lost the Bills. 30 years almost. 30 years since we've been to an AFC Championship game. And we talk about a quarterback wasted our time for 7 years, and the 1 year he leaves us, AFC Championship game. Get out of here. That's embarrassing. If you're one of those individuals that don't see that, it's embarrassing. Damian Williams goes to a Super Bowl, wins it, and should have been an MVP. That's embarrassing. All the players that we lose and most of us diagnose as the problem, it's embarrassing how good they are when they go to another team. And now y'all want to do that with Josh Rosen. It's embarrassing. At some point, you should learn to let's just see what happens. I'm not saying that he is going to turn out to be the guy. He may be the bum of all bums when it's all said and done. But for us to go ahead and write the future and say that he's not, aren't you tired of getting it wrong? Because I know some of y'all are the same ones that didn't want Parker, didn't want Tannehill, didn't care for all these guys that we let go and said it's about time. Then they went on to win Super Bowls, playoffs every year, contribute to teams. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. It's ridiculous, man. At some point, just sit back and wait to see what happened instead of hating on someone. Call for them to be in a better situation. Call for them to be in a better situation. You cannot evaluate someone if the attributables aren't doing what they need to do. How can you evaluate a wide receiver if the ball is never thrown to him accurately? How can you evaluate a running back if the offensive line never gives them any holes? How can you evaluate a quarterback if the receivers are dropping the ball, the O-line ain't blocking for them, the whatever? How can you evaluate a cornerback if the quarterback got 10 seconds to throw on every play? That's the detriment. We want to ignore the attributables 2.5 years. We ignore the attributables when we make our conclusions. It's baffling to me. We don't care. But I tell you what, let Tua come out their first game and our left tackle fall on the ground and Tua get blindsided. I'm going to hear left tackle 1,000,000 times, but nobody's going to say, oh, he got a seat. No. Patrick, I respect you so much for saying that because you're spot on, bro. That couldn't have been a better comment. That's human condition. You're right. It's human conditioning. That's what people do now because they've been conditioned to do that. The media plays a role in conditioning your thoughts and tell you what you should believe and what you shouldn't believe. That ain't just happening in football. That's happening in everything. It's conditioning. A lot of people are being conditioned to not pay attention to the facts. People are being conditioned to not pay attention to the facts. Facts are irrelevant now. Especially if you've already taken a position. If you've already taken a position, no facts can change that. Matter of fact, don't even give me the facts because then it'll make me feel internally stupid. So I don't even want to hear the facts. It's ridiculous to me, man. Absolutely. People were pissed when we took Wilkins. I know all these people were mad when we took Christian Wilkins. People were jumping up and down all in the comment sections. Haskins. Oh, we finna get Haskins. Woo, yeah, finally. Oh, I'm telling y'all, for all y'all who new to the channel, just go to TDPHINSTALK 2 years ago on draft day and just watch the comment section when our pick is up. The video got to be there. Just hit the live comment section and watch how many people raving about Dwayne Haskins and how we about to draft him. And we had over 1,000. It felt like we had over 1,000 people watching. Like they were going crazy. And when we didn't draft him, oh, we get this bum. He's going to be a buzz. Christian who? Go. This ain't something I'm saying. This is what happened. They wanted, and I'm going to be honest, they didn't even want Dwayne Haskins, but he was the only quarterback left. So, he's one of the top 5 that were available. And he's there at 13 Dolphins. You have to. They didn't care who it was, as long as it was a quarterback in the first round. I wanted Haskins, but I never got mad at the player that we drafted. Then it ain't for you, Miles. I ain't talking about you then because that's respectful. You wanted Haskins, okay. And you ain't get mad about the player we drafted instead. That's what's up. That's what it's about. You can have who you want. Like I said, I didn't want Tua at 5, but we got him. I ain't mad that we got him now. Same thing. But go back and watch the video so you can see what I'm talking about, Miles. Look at the people in the comment section and how crazy they were going that we didn't get Haskins and we picked this bum Christian Wilkins. Who is he? I don't even know who he is. What's his name? Oh, Miami blows it again. Oh, we're going to be trash for the next 20 years. Go back. Go watch it. And I'm telling people this is low-key an amazing pick. Grier wins again. Oh, TD, I like your optimism, but this time you're wrong. That's what they kept saying. It's crazy. So is Rosen going to accept these Matt Moore expectations people are throwing out? No, he's not, because these people don't define his expectations. Brian Flores does. And what did Brian Flores say Rosen's expectation was? The same expectations Tua Tagovailoa has. The same expectation that Ryan Fitzpatrick has. To come out, learn the playbook, get to know your team, build a relationship with your teammates, be a leader, show it on the field. Prove it on the field, and what you do on practice is going to determine if you play on game day. Those are the only expectations he has. So nobody cares about all these people giving him an expectation to be the next Matt Moore, the backup. I acknowledge those are some people's expectations, and that's fine. That's all good. They're entitled their, I guess, opinion of one's expectations. But if he don't meet their expectations and he ends up starting for this team, then what? But they don't ask themselves that question. The same people that give him a backup expectation, they don't ask themselves, if he starts, did he meet my expectations or did he exceed them? They don't think like that. What's the title of the video, TD, you want us to go back to? It's the 2019 NFL Draft. It's that simple. 2019 NFL Draft, TDPHINSTALK. You can fast forward up to the point to when we're about to draft Christian Wilkins. Click on the live stream reaction, the live stream comments, and just wait till we announce Christian and read what everybody say. Read all the comments. Read them all. See how people going off. Oh, we got Christian Wilkins, man. Grier blows it again. It was an okay pick, solid pick. But all of it was because we didn't get Dwayne. Matter of fact, don't go to when we about to pick. Go to the 9th pick. Go to the 9th pick because they kept playing process of elimination. Oh, those 2 quarterbacks are still on the board. Well, that was still on the board. Oh my gosh, he's falling to us. Haskins is there. Go watch, man. Just watch the video. Watch the video. It's amazing. It shows Miami Dolphins fans' behavior. It shows how they think about it. And then I want you to watch the rest of the draft and their reaction to everybody else selected. Mad that we didn't get Haskins. Mad that we didn't get Haskins. Every other pick after the first round didn't even matter to them anymore. Think about it. Do we talk about any other player that we drafted that year? Do we talk about any other player that we drafted that year? Do we discuss any other player in the 2019 draft? Maybe one, but do we talk about any of the other guys? About their future, how things are going? Shout out to Jason Wood, who just dropped a PayPal donation, man. He didn't leave a message, but I appreciate you supporting the channel, man. That showed me you just wanted to show some love. Miles said, LMAO, you're right. I can't even remember who else we drafted. All they remember was Christian Wilkins and trade for Rosen. Because that's all their mind could process, because that's the only thing that mattered. And that's where Rosen got his hate from. Nobody really remembers everything else. They don't remember who our second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round pick. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of us remember, but we don't associate the individual or rave about them and yeah, that may have something to do with their play and stuff, but y'all get my point. Y'all get my point. The only two people we cared about in that draft was Christian Wilkins. And if he turns out to be a bust, I told you, why would we do that? We should have got the quarterback. And Josh Rosen. And Dwayne Haskins. Because people follow Dwayne Haskins just to follow him. Because I remember on that stream, I was telling people, follow Dwayne Haskins in his first year and follow Christian Wilkins. I bet you Christian Wilkins have a better year this year than Dwayne Haskins. Do y'all remember that? Some of y'all who were on that stream, you probably remember I was betting people. I bet you Christian Wilkins is more productive than Dwayne Haskins this year. I told y'all that. And I said, you know what? Time will tell. Time will tell. And that evaluation period still ain't over. Dwayne Haskins might turn the corner and we might have missed out on something great. But I felt like the Christian Wilkins pick was way better than drafting Dwayne Haskins. Time still has to tell. So far, it looks like I'm headed in the right direction. I remember that. Christian Wilkins outplayed Haskins. Shh. The whole draft was only about Tua for me. I ain't talking about this year. I'm talking about the last year's draft. We're talking about the last year's draft, Marino's GOAT. But yeah, man, it was crazy, man. But that's what it is, man. This is why we got Tua on the roster now. We got Josh Rosen. We got Tua for 5 years, Josh Rosen for 2 years. Okay? There's no consequence in starting or not starting Fitz. But again, if Fitz comes out in camp and he's playing better than both of these guys and he's clearly the guy, okay, we know Fitz is going to start. Nobody can disagree that if Fitz is playing better than them, even by a little, he's going to start. But Rosen has a greater chance in that arena if he's playing just as well as Tua to start over Tua because you have longer to develop Tua than you have Rosen. You got to see what you got now. You got to see what you got now. Okay? Rosen 2018, 11 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Rosen 2019 with the Dolphins, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. Okay? Terrible, right? You will see I predicted we take Wilkins. Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. I don't know many people that did, but that's amazing if you predicted that, Michael. I like the path the organization chose. You know what? I've been a huge fan. I must say that, y'all. I've been a huge fan at the decisions we've made. And it dates back, y'all. When I first started this channel 2.5 years ago, more like 2 years and 3 months or something like that. When I first started this channel, I remember it was in the era where Jarvis Landry, Jay Ajayi was on the team. No, they weren't on the team anymore. And I remember that was also a part of why I started the channel because people were dogging the Dolphins for getting rid of their best players. And I'll never forget, I was like, why are people mad? This is what's necessary. We've had this team for 3+ years, and even with the Pro Bowlers and stuff, it's not good enough. Not even playoffs. I could see if we were wild card or one game away from getting in, but this team ain't getting it done. And even if we were to reach a peak, that's only wild card. And I remember just thinking how the media was beating us up for getting rid of our best players. And I start going live and I start talking about why this is the best thing for the Miami Dolphins to make a successful rebuild. And we got rid of the high-profile players. But I also recognize we probably have to wait a whole year because we got to let contracts like Ndamukong Suh and all of those guys wear off of our books because we're so far behind. I told people we're going to lose for 2 years. We're going to lose. Now, that's different from every Sunday when I say we're going to win. That's just my fanhood. I tell y'all the difference. And ever since that summer, we have made amazing decisions. And let me tell you why. It started with releasing those guys. But that was Grier in the background pulling strings because Tannehill was still here fighting against Grier. There has been too many numerous reports of the difference in opinions coming from those guys. And I told y'all Tannehill would be fired. Y'all were like, Grier and Tannehill need to go. And I would be like, why Grier? Why are y'all saying Grier needs to go? Tannehill needs to go, not Grier. I was telling y'all that the whole time. No, that whole front office need to be wiped out. No, Tannehill is making these decisions. The one where Christian Wilkins, that was Grier. Before that, the transfer of the new guys coming in was Grier. They would argue, they would clash. And I told y'all as well, and this was me speculating, I told y'all, as soon as they fired Tannehill and they put Grier, they changed Grier's position onto the other side, I told y'all, Grier was sitting back reporting everything to Stephen Ross saying, this is the decision he's making. I would have made this decision. But we'll see. Time will tell. And just about everything Grier said would happen probably happened, man. And that's why Grier goes from one side of the table to the next. Now he's in control of the decision making. I was telling y'all that's what was going down, and that's what went down. And I told everybody on a live stream, I don't remember when this stream was, these streams, because it was a lot of streams I would have conversations like this. I said, the future starts now. The future starts now. It's not going to be pretty, but things are about to happen. And it started to happen. Bye-bye Cameron Wake. Bye-bye Mike Pouncey. Bye-bye. It started to happen. Everybody started getting shipped out one by one. We got 20 players that we like. 10 of them this year, 10 of them next year, and now we are where we are. We are in a much stronger position today than we were 3 years ago with all those great players. If you don't believe it, I don't even know what to say. We are in I'm going to say that again, we are in a much stronger position today than we were 3 years ago with a whole bunch of names on our roster. A much stronger position. We done got our books cleaned out from a salary standpoint. We done got rid of all those ridiculous bloated contracts. This is the last year we're going to feel any of them. We have one of the youngest teams in the league mixed with the perfect veterans. We have a quarterback competition with a lot of upside. We have an up-and-coming defense that, if all goes according to plan, could turn out to be top 10. We've focused on improving the O-line. Time has to tell, but at least we made it a focus. Y'all already know the facts. We never made it a focus. We never made it a focus. Oh, we need 5 offensive linemen. Just draft one in the first round. All right, we fixed the O-line. That's what we've done in the past. And bring me in 2 more 38-year-olds. That's what it feels like. That was an exaggeration. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. We're in a totally better position, much better position than we were 3 years ago with names on the team, with big names. And a lot of that has to be credited to Chris Grier. Think about all Chris Grier has done. Laramie Tunsil trade, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody got mad at me about it. And I'm not even talking about the fact that I was right. Forget that. Look at the trade, though. Oh, we trade our best player. You got 2 firsts and a second. And the man makes $22 million. Were we gonna pay $22 million to Larry Tunsil? No. And if we did, I'd have been like, oh, more of the same old Dolphins. No. And Chris Grier pulled the trigger. We're better because of that. We're better because of that, y'all. Imagine carrying that $22 million right now. First of all, we would be over the cap this year, because go look at what we're paying left tackles now, all of them together, combined. If we picked up that $22 million, we'd probably be over the cap by $13 million right now. That means 1 or 2 of these other free agents that we sign ain't there. More of the same. No Agba. Maybe no Van Noy. I don't know what combination, but we would be short. Maybe we just didn't get Byron Jones. Maybe we don't. But that's what would have happened. That's what the consequence would have been. Not until now we realized we won that trade. And I was telling y'all it was a win from day one. They had already been having conversations about Tunsil's contract. They knew where it was going to be. $22 million is what he got. And by the way, his mama negotiated that contract. Shout out to Sean Tunsil Bell, one of the subscribers on the channel, relative of Laremy Tunsil, which he gave me an autograph poster of Tunsil. I love it, man. Every time I look at it. He said his mama negotiated that. She's his agent. She negotiated that contract. $22 million. Shout out to Mama Tunsil. That's what's up. That is what's up. And congratulations to Laremy, though. I'm with it. Get your coins, brother, but I'm glad that we didn't do it. $22 million. And instead, we replaced that with the first round left tackle who could be just as good. Time will tell. We don't know. Time will tell, though. But we picked up another first and a second in replace of it. I wonder what that pick is going to be. I wonder what that pick is going to be. That'll be interesting. I wonder what that pick is going to be. That's going to be real interesting. But that's Chris Grier. We beat him up about it, but look how it turned out. That was Chris Grier. Pouncey gone. All of them. Chris Grier. Kenny Stills, a player, I mean, being honest, this don't got nothing to do with the outside stuff. Kenny Stills, a guy who's getting long in the tooth, getting a little older. It ain't like he's going to return back to his prime if he ever had one. You know, he didn't. I don't know. He's just always been consistently good. But, you know, Flores say he saw that his play was declining. Go get me an asset. Let's get Young. He ain't a part of the plan 2 years from now anyway. Kiko Alonso, another guy getting long in the tooth. I don't see his play getting better. Get me an asset. That's Chris Grier. Ryan Tannehill coming up on his 8th season. We can't invest 3 more years to find out. He'll be in his 10th season by the end. I've always said it was the right move for the Miami Dolphins. So don't get it twisted. As much as I'm a Tannehill fan, I have always said this is a move that had to be made. Because all we were going to do is utilize another 2 years of Tannehill's career, which would have put him at 10 years, in which we still didn't know. We still didn't know. Let's move on. That's Chris Grier. Because the truth is, no matter how much better Tannehill plays, I myself wouldn't have relied on him to be our guy for the next 5 years. I knew he had more. I knew he was better. But I would have made the trade. Facts. Facts. We had to make that trade. Now, unfortunately, Tennessee got away with one. They the ones who benefited greatly, but it was something that had to be done given the climate of the team at the time and the money. People forget he was also about to get paid over $20 million that year. We got rid of all contracts that were getting paid a lot of money in a season that we knew that we were actually about to reboot. That's just wasted money. We can carry that over to next year and the next year. You got a 4-year window with the salary cap moving stuff. 4-year window. But we don't give Chris Grier the credit he deserves. Christian Wilkins, Chris Grier. That's Chris Grier. Tua Tagovailoa for all y'all. That's Chris Grier. But why am I going to start doubting him now for making the trade for Josh Rosen? Why? We don't know. You might look up and be like, wow, Chris Grier. Chris Grier. I'm not doubting any of these moves because he's given us zero reason since he took control of the helm to doubt him in the decisions he's making. You ain't going to be right on all of them, but if you look at Chris Grier's track record, he don't give me no reason to doubt him. No reason. None. Chris Grier has made great moves since being in charge. Stephen Ross making him in charge of the decision making. And you know what? What I love more about it, Chris Grier is a real leader. You know why? He don't make all the decisions by himself. He bring his team in to make them together. Brian Flores and Chris Grier are making decisions together. That's how you're supposed to do it. Cumulative approach. We all on the same page. You won't always agree, but let's feel each other out and figure this out. Talk about the pros and cons, what we see. That's a real leader, man. We talk about how Flores is a leader, but Chris Grier is really leading right now. He is leading. He is leading this franchise, man. And the biggest move Chris Grier made in general, I don't even know how I skip past that. He hired Brian Flores. He hired the man. That's Chris Grier. That's Chris Grier's decision. Chris Grier made that move. I want that man to be my coach. Brian Flores. That's Chris Grier. As much credit as we give Brian Flores for a lot of stuff which is very deserved, Chris Grier gets just as much credit. He the one who made the selection. I know we praise Flores a lot, and rightfully so, but they're a team, man. Those guys are literally a team. You know how many years in the last 20 years we've had drama? Oh, Tannenbaum this and Grier that, or this person that, disagreements. Yeah, there's been rumblings that come out about stuff like that. There's been rumblings. They don't talk about, the organization don't talk about it because it's a professional environment. They're not supposed to, but it is always leaked for the last 20 years. It's just nobody really spoke out passionately about it because a lot of the media wanted to make sure that they weren't snowballed or blackballed out of the organization to where they can't cover it or they're not inviting them to things and stuff like that. So there was always people that spoke about some of the turmoil and stuff that was going on in Miami's front office. Always. I've always kept up with that stuff. Some people, oh, those are just rumors. Man, where there's smoke is fire. At least listen to it. You take what you feel is real and evidence around the team tells you. And this is the first time I ain't been hearing no drama on the back channels about that front office. You know how many, and some of y'all real Dolphin fans, y'all have heard it over the last 20 years. Some of the dramas in the front office, disagreements, bad decisions. Why you think we hired and fired so many coaches? A lot of that had to do with drama up top. A lot of that crap was drama up top, man. But the typical fan never hears about that because the media ain't going to report it. If I come out right now and be like Chris Grier and Flores having issues, then listen, they don't want me reporting nothing Dolphins at all. They don't want to talk to me. That's why you'll never hear about this stuff. But some of y'all diehard Dolphin fans that search all of this and that and this, you hear it all. You know it all. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, since this regime has come in, I haven't heard a zero, nothing about division. Nothing about this person wanted that, but that one didn't, and this one is mad. None of that. Gase had drama in that front office. Gase was pissed. You know what Gase's biggest argument was? Gase was mad when, and this is where I was giving Gase a pass because he was mad because we weren't making any moves to bring in certain players. Certain players that he wanted and that we could have got, Gase would say, I need this, or I need that, or I need an offensive lineman, or this and that. And that's where Grier wanted to give him what he wanted, and Grier was like, nah, y'all ain't finna screw up the future of this team any further. That's where all that came from. Gase and Tannehill was on the same page. Grier was like, but what y'all are doing is messing up our future. Y'all screwing up y'all want me to give this up or do this to bring in that? This ain't the team. We need to reboot this. And Grier was going back reporting everything to Ross. Why you think they gave Jay Cutler the money? That's straight up Tannenbaum and Gase gave Cutler the money. And that was the last straw for Grier. He reported everything to Ross. Look at what it turned out to be. Got this guy up in here, man. I remember all of that chatter that was going on, what was really happening in the front office. That's what screwed up Gase. Why you think Stephen Ross said, well, why did you fire Gase? Because he wanted to win now. You think that was just some smoke that Ross was talking about? He said he fired Adam Gase because he wanted to win now. Who don't want to win now? Everybody wants to win now. But Ross knew him wanting to win now was making decisions that was screwing up our future and our money. Bringing in Cutler for 10 freaking whatever millions of dollars. We could have carried that money over to the next season. That's exactly why all that went down. Gase got shipped off. Tannenbaum out of there. Grier, you've been telling me all this, and you were right. Take care of all that. I got you, Ross. And what has Grier done since day one? Been taking care of all of it, man. Y'all better give Grier a lot more credit than it seems that he deserves. He deserves a lot more than people giving him. It's crazy, man. $10 million for Jay Cutler. That was Tannenbaum and Gase all day. Grier ain't want that crap. Messing up our salary cap and our books for the future. Same people who gave Ndamukong Suh and all, man, no. Grier is the guy, man. And until he has a cumulative, until he has multiple things that start to show in the future to screw us up, I'm riding with Grier. Anything he does, I'm going to wait it out. So Josh Rosen is a prime example. Wait it out. Wait it out. Rosen is a prime example of wait it out. You never know. He might turn out or we might get a great asset. Let's let this work. Let time tell. Wait it out. He ain't going to get everything right. But you know what? He's not. Anything that he doesn't get right, it hasn't been catastrophic for this team. Look at all the deals that we've signed over the last 3 years. None of them put us in salary cap jail. Only person got us in salary cap jail is Byron Jones. Worth it. That's Flores. He needs that. He needs his corner. He needs his defense. That's what the wave is right now. Invest in your cornerbacks. And the crazy thing is, even if Xavier Howard doesn't work out to be the guy, which I hope he does, believe it or not, some of y'all may not believe me, but I hope he does, obviously. Obviously, I hope he does because it means we're winning. But if he doesn't turn out to be that guy, we did it geniusly. When we restructure his deal, we punched some of that money early. We pushed that money early during our rebuild. And when we're done rebuilding, we get to make the decision, not him. We get to make the decision. We get to determine that. So even if if it was a bad decision, it's not so bad because it happened during the years that we were building. And then when we finally should have a set team next year, like legitimate, let's roll, Super Bowl, we're not tied. We can actually get out of it if we want, unless this new COVID rule and X opts out. Then, hey, it is what it is. Nobody could have saw that coming. But the reality is our QB situation right now, man, Fitz ain't entitled nothing. Fitz is actually the lowest on the totem pole of being a starter unless he's just playing better than these guys. But you would hope that one or two of these guys, Rosen or Tua or both, are playing better than Fitz. And then, because if Rosen and or Tua is playing better than Fitz, Fitz ain't got a shot. Fitz ain't got a shot. We're going to give you your money this year and thank you for your service and hope that you can help keep developing these guys for us. That's what the end result is going to be. It's what it's going to be, guys. It's that simple. We got 140 people watching. If y'all can do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's hurry up and get over 100 likes real quick. Hello? Hey. Yeah. Yeah, about 5. Okay. My bad. I got to run. I've actually went over my time. This was supposed to be for 30 minutes. So, but that's all good, though. Y'all hit that like button, man, on your way out. We at 85 likes. Can we get to over 100 likes, man? I got some more topics coming y'all way today. Unfortunately, though, this is our third stream today, guys. If you know what that means, YouTube be tripping sometimes. After the third stream, it don't send a notification to a lot of people. So we're going to have to rely on the people that it does send it to hit the like button, because if they hit it, then YouTube sends it to more people. But on the fourth stream, fifth stream, so forth and so on, they don't send you notifications, guys. Somebody said, hey, deactivate the notifications and then put it right back on. And then you might be one of the individuals that get some of those early streams, if that makes sense. They send it to most of the newer subscribers. So hit the like button. When this stream is over, turn the notification off and turn it right back on right away. And hopefully you're one of the individuals who gets the notification. Otherwise, you got to be searching YouTube and say, oh, TD live right now. I hate that, man. After the third video of the day, they only send the notifications to a limited amount of people. But we have to rely on those people to hit the like button. 20 people in the room, 20 likes, they're going to send 20 notifications. So every like you get, that's what someone was telling me. That's kind of how it works. I really don't even know how true that is. It's just that I noticed when we're live and we only got 20 people watching, and because nobody got the notification, when I get everybody to hit the like button, then we got 40 people. When everybody hit the like button, then we got 80, and it goes like that. So the like button is so important so that we can get people in, enjoying the conversation and having a great dialogue. But anywho, guys, this is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Like I said, man, all these guys have a shot. But there is reason to believe that Rosen could actually start the season as our quarterback. But again, I'm thinking that Tua will be the guy, but time will tell. Only time will tell. We're getting closer, though, y'all. We're getting closer to that day, and I'm getting pumped, man. Coming up, though, we're going to talk about some of the moves that we made, some of the trades. And I'll probably be live in the next 30 minutes to an hour. We'll go play some cards with the kids for a little bit. We also want to talk about Preston Williams getting that clean bill of health. We're going to talk about that because that's very important, guys. Also, it was something else. It just cleared my mind. I'll be back to y'all, man. But this is TD FinStalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Can we get 100 likes before I get out of here? We're at 97. We got 3 more in here. Do we have 3 more? Do we have 3 more? Maybe. It's coming. It's coming. Let me read this real quick. It just passed so fast. All right, we at 102, man. All right, man. Love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. This TD FinStalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Peace. I'll see y'all soon.